El Bethel, the God of Bethel, has done everything. Jacob and all the people with him came to Luz, that is Bethel, in the land of Canaan. There he built an altar, and he called the place El Bethel, because it was there that God revealed himself to him when he was fleeing from his brother. Jacob came to Bethel, and there he built an altar to the Lord and called the place El Bethel, which means God of Bethel. About 20 years ago, he named that place Bethel because at that time he recognized, he saw that that place was no ordinary place but house of God. So he named that place Bethel, house of God. That's what he saw. But now 20 years later, when he came back to Bethel, he saw something more than that, something differently. So he named that place El Bethel, which means God of Bethel. What did he see? About 20 years ago, he named that place Bethel and promised that if God helped him, the Lord would be his God, and that he would come to that place and worship him, bringing 1/10 offering to God. It was based on his own decision. I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. That's his perspective. If God helped him, he would do this, he would do this, he would do this. But when he came back to Bethel 20 years later, he could see that actually the God of Bethel had done everything. Not that Jacob himself came back to Bethel, no, but that God, the God of Bethel, had brought him to Bethel. That's what he realized. On his own, as a selfish person, even as a compromising person, he would have never come back to Bethel. But God, the God of Bethel, had wrestled with him and changed him, and God had brought him back to Bethel. The God of Bethel had done everything. That's what he saw. Jacob was really amazed and thankful. So he called that place El Bethel. In this way, when Jacob obeyed God's direction decisively by coming to Bethel, his eyes were open to see what God had done for him more clearly. And thereby, Jacob was growing as a God-centered person. Long time ago, a few months after my marriage, I was chosen to serve a message at the conference. So I wrote my testimony, and before bringing it to my shepherd, I asked my wife, Missionary Grace, to check it out because she was far superior to me spiritually. Her spiritual level was all the way up there, and I was all the way down there. So I asked her to check it out. So I shared my testimony. After hearing that, she asked me to change all the subjects from I to God, saying that when I said I did this and I did this and I did this, she felt so burdened. So I changed all those sentences, saying, God made me do that. God helped me to do it. God arranged things so that I could do that. when I changed my testimony that way, it sounded really good. Much better than before. El Bethel. This is actually very touching. On our own, I'm not sure if we could be able to come up this far on our own. Why? We were really sinful people, selfish people, not sacrificial people, not spiritual people. We wanted to enjoy success in the world or some pleasures in the world. We were that kind of people. But God has wrestled with us all the way and has brought us this far. And now we are growing as spiritual people. Who did it? God did it. El Bethel, the God of Bethel, has done everything. That's why today I'm growing as a man of God. Today you are growing as a woman of God.